Welcome back to another video. This video is going to be about functions with strings. One important thing to know off the bat is you have certain libraries that are not always running on Python. Python is so big that it would crash your computer if you tried to run every single function. For that reason, we have to import certain libraries that have certain functions in them from outside. For example, here we have from string import star. Usually the default way of importing stuff is just import string. This would work, but in this case you would have functions that usually require string dot something. To avoid the dot, you usually import from string import star. You can do this with any sort of library that you import, like I've done here with random. Now let's get on with what's inside these libraries. First off, in the string library, there's something called ASCII uppercase. ASCII uppercase is a list of all letters in uppercase. Here we have the ASCII uppercase. When we run it, we get the list of every letter in uppercase. This is what print ASCII uppercase does. Now we can do the same with lowercase. This will print all letters in a lowercase form. There you go. There's also others such as ASCII letters. This one just prints every single letter, uppercase and lowercase. There you go. The next one I want to show you is digits. Digits is imported along with string. When you print digits, it gives you a list of numbers from 0 to 9. This is useful in many cases. We'll get to that later. Now that we've gone through all the important functions in string, let's try playing around with some of them. A few of the most important things that ASCII uppercase, ASCII lowercase, and digits can be used for is random passwords generator. Random passwords are made up of uppercase and lowercase letters as well as numbers to make sure no one can guess what the password is. You'll learn how to create those sorts of things later in Unit 6. For now, we don't have to create that. Let's move on to the random library. The random library helps with a lot of randomizing, obviously. What random contains is a bunch of functions that can manipulate strings for however you want. Here, if I take out these triple quotes, we have a string variable up here. This variable is empty currently. Down here, if we use string plus equals, which basically adds to the existing string, take a choice of ASCII lowercase. So here we're using both random and string libraries. This choice, what it does is it takes a random pick of anything from this library over here. So let's try printing just that. So when we print this, as you can see here, it printed the digits as written before, and it also printed string, which has a random choice of any lowercase letter. In this case, it chose L. We can run this again and get another letter like M. We can do the same thing with digits as well down here. As you can see, I have string choice ASCII uppercase, string digits, rand int 0 to 9. I'll explain what rand int does in a second. Going back to this choice ASCII uppercase, it does the same exact thing, but this time it chooses a random letter out of the uppercase letters. If we run it, it prints the digits and an S and a capitalized O. Now for the third one. String plus equals digits with randint 0 to 9. Now randint comes from the library random. What this does is it chooses a random number from the parameter given over here. So it chooses a random number from 0 to 10. So what I have here is I'm adding to the string the digits, but I want a random number out of that digit. So I'm using the randint generator to pick a number 0 through 9, and when you put that 0 through 9 in this index, it picks a random number from digits. So let's test it out. Instead of using randint 0 to 9, just for an example, let me put the index to 1. So what this is going to do is it's going to add to the string the second digit found in the digit list. So as you can see here, digit 1 is 1. So in string, a random lowercase letter gets added, a random uppercase letter gets added, and the number 1 gets added because the index says to pick the second part in the digits list. Now let's try randint. Randint picks a random number from 0 through 9, which then gets added into the index. So if you remember, whatever number was put into the index was the place that it picked in digits and then added that to the string. So now if we randomize the place it picks, it randomizes the number as well that gets added in here. Let's try it out. So as you can see here, JY3. Let's try that again. EQ1. Obviously this can be done in an easier way, such as adding the str function to randint, and it will just add a random number. There you go, FT3. What the str function does in this case is it turns this digit, this integer, into a string, so it can be put inside the string variable. Without the str function, you can't put a number into a string. Lastly, we have the dot format function. The format function helps you concatenate strings better. Let's check out an example here. Say we want to print this message right here, but you want the user to put in his name, but you don't know what the user's name is going to be. So here we have the user input equals input. We'll just add these arrows to tell the user his or her name. Then here we'll use the dot format function, and inside the parentheses you will add user input. So now what this is going to do is it's going to print the message and replace these two brackets with whatever user input is given. Let's try it out. So here I'm going to put Python, and it's going to print, hi, my name is Python. If we run it again, you can put Jake. Hi, my name is Jake. So the dot format function will be really useful for replacing words in a string or concatenating. That's it for today's video. In the next video, you'll be learning about functions and how to create them yourself.